What if the greatest threat to Western civilization isn't hatred or indifference, but too much kindness? In his powerful new book, Suicidal Empathy, Dying to Be Kind, evolutionary psychologist Dr. Gad Saad warns that unchecked, misdirected empathy has become a mind parasite, hijacking our moral instincts. This isn't about being heartless. It's about recalibrating compassion so it actually protects what matters. Today, we'll break down the book's core ideas. Saad, a professor with roots in evolutionary psychology and a survivor of fleeing Lebanon, builds on his earlier work. There, he exposed idea pathogens, ideologies like postmodernism and cultural relativism that infect minds and erode common sense. In Suicidal Empathy, he zeroes in on the emotional side, our evolved capacity for empathy. It evolved for strategic reasons. Parents sacrifice for their own kids, not strangers halfway around the world, because humans make cost-benefit trade-offs for survival. It's not callous, it's Darwinian. But today, in progressive elites and institutions, empathy has gone hyperactive and misfired. It deploys on the wrong targets: criminals over victims, illegal migrants over citizens and veterans, feelings over truth. Victimhood becomes a virtue. Punishment feels cruel. The result? An inverse morality where the destructive are celebrated. Saad calls this suicidal empathy, the inability to make optimal decisions when emotions override reason and self-preservation. Let's look at the evidence. First, crime and justice. We coddle violent criminals while branding self-defense as toxic. Lenient policies leave victims suffering. Stores close in low-income areas due to brazen shoplifting tolerated in the name of compassion. Drug addicts overrun parks, threatening children's safety, while open-air markets flourish under harm reduction that harms everyone. Second, immigration. Open border policies prioritize illegal migrants over legal citizens. Aid flows to newcomers over veterans. Europe's experience shows demographic shifts and integration failures. Saad points to Britain's grooming gang scandal. Authorities ignored horrific abuse for decades, largely out of fear of being called racist. Empathy for perpetrators trumped protecting victims. Third, gender and identity. Biological males identifying as women dominate female sports and invade safe spaces. The feelings of a tiny minority override the rights and privacy for actual women and girls. Saad calls out how this empathy inverts reality. Fourth, cultural relativism. Queers for Palestine ignores how places like Gaza practice what Saad calls gravity-based conversion therapy. Empathy shields incompatible ideologies while pathologizing Western masculinity and success. These aren't isolated mistakes. Saad draws from his Lebanese experience. Ignoring cultural incompatibilities and idea pathogens leads to total societal collapse. So, what can we learn? Empathy needs boundaries and discernment. True compassion considers long-term consequences. Prioritize your own group's safety and values first. Kin, citizens, women, children, without guilt. Evolution wired us for this. Reject inverse morality. Stop elevating victimhood as status and demonizing success or self-defense. Truth must trump feelings. Inoculate against idea pathogens. Question cultural relativism and excessive DEI. Demand intellectual freedom and common sense instead. Act with courage. Hard but necessary choices, secure borders, fair rules, are acts of love for the future. As Elon Musk notes on the book's cover, survival demands recognizing this core flaw. The West is a miracle worth saving. We can course correct by balancing heart with head. Read Suicidal Empathy. Share these ideas. Demand policies rooted in reality. Dying to be kind is no virtue. Living wisely is. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more on big ideas that matter.